So this is kind of a Young Justice opening. We get an opening shot of the city, right, with the snow, and there's a lot of like waterways and stuff that go through the city. This is one of them. And then so we get a shot of the city, a little bit of city background noise from the Foley artist. We appreciate the Foley artist, good stuff. And then we cut to like a kind of an open park type of thing with the smiling little brother and sister couple here, pair, making a little snowman, having a good time. It's very wholesome. It's very Norman Rockwell.
And then they get eaten.
And then this dark shadow falls over them, and they kind of turn to look, and their eyes get wide, and they dive to the side. And Alexis, the sprinter, smashes into the snowman, having been like knocked ass over tea kettle from we know not where. Rolls through the whole thing, comes up like, children, are you okay? All right, very sorry. And he takes off, just whoosh, and he comes back. Oh, the snowman!
What a fucking asshole! He ruined their snowman.
He comes back and he's like, there. Very nice job. Good job. You should go inside. And they look back at the snowman, and the snowman's totally been put back together. All of the pieces are there, but like the scarf is around the waist, and the entire face is done with the charcoal. The carrot is in the abdomen area. It's not good. He went too fast, is what I'm trying to say. And he's gone.
I'm shocked.
And
I'm not. Total speedster move over there, being a complete dick.
And
Give me your hatred for this man fuels my soul.
It's good stuff. It's solid. And we will return to this is not where the monster is anymore, but just to remind everybody what the monster looks like as we're on the street leading up to the thing. And I have a thing for, and we see again the speedster. We get a long shot of this fight as the speedster comes rushing back into this thing, because the whole street is just chaos of people fighting and all this other kind of stuff. And we see Liam laying over, like up against a building, kind of in the crook between the sidewalk and the building, and all this other kind of stuff. And I have a thing, Liam. Once upon a time, before you got powers, there was a mission that went absolutely pear-shaped sideways in a bad way. And you were similarly, basically it was what was supposed to be a completely covert op, and the UK showed up. I don't mean the entire time. I don't mean the entire country. There is a mecca called the UK that England uses to enforce their shit, and it is functionally unstoppable. It is, in fact, to a certain extent, the reason that the IRA decided that they wanted to take a shot at like trying to have a super like team, right? But they showed up and it was an absolute shit show. I'll get you a picture of the UK here in a second. Anyway, you were out. It was terrible, and one of your team members, good friend of yours, got you moving at the last possible minute at extremely terrible cost to themselves. So tell us who that was that basically got you up. It's like, you're going to be okay. And then something bad happened to them, whether it was fatal or not fatal, but it was bad. Tell us about this person.
You can look at the wiki for inspiration.
No, it's not one of the team. It's not one of the team. Okay. Yeah, they didn't. They did not. They either didn't live or they can no longer work in the field for the. By the time that plan came together, they were no longer capable of working in the field. Whether they were dead or they are simply non-functional in the field, but it's not part of the team. They were nicer than anybody on the team.
Okay.
They were the good one.
I'm going to look at my contacts really quick, because this might be a cool way to tie one of them in.
That's a really great idea. I like that. Oh, so it's like somebody who's still like working like off to the side. That's a really good idea. I like that. Prep ahead of time.
This is more.
You broke up. Say that one more time.
This is more that saved me. Now, sorry?
No, you keep going. Okay.
I'll knocked on my ass
Quinn
the first
Moore,
time.
Gotcha.
Quinn Moore. He, without hesitation, he dove in to save me, try and get me back on my feet. I get up, and he's got his back to the UK to help me up. and one of its arms, before I can warn him, just sweeps him off his feet. Except it hits him in the sides, and he almost folds in half. So spine shattered, with a few ribs. And he has been no longer able to walk. He's come to a wheelchair now.
Yeah, and you should think like BattleTech size mech. This isn't like a power suit. This is like big. So the hand would have been as tall as he was. So yeah, left side of his body functionally not. You know what? I'm gonna upload it into the character picks because the one I'm trying to get up to Roll20 is going very slowly. And I want you to have a visual image of this fine, upstanding hero of the Great British Empire.
Oh my god, Kay Narita. Ooh,
Oh, you got into the
sexy
picture?
man.
So there's the UK.
Wow.
That's the UK.
It would have just like shattered him.
Yeah. So who?
Jesus.
Let's get that on there. There you go. We get the flashback covered here. It's good stuff. So as you're shaking it away, like that moment just before the UK just swats them. Their face is right there, and you're looking up and they're looking down. You're like, get up. That memory fades into somebody getting you up off the sidewalk. Who on the team does it fade in? It can be anybody. It doesn't matter if they were at the park. Don't worry about any of that shit because time's passed. But who on the team reminds you of Quinn in a way that the face kind of bleeds over as they're shaking you awake and getting you back on your feet? Please understand that I did not spend the time putting together a picture of the UK without the intention of having that fucker show up later, by the way.
Jamie, me and you making the same fucking movement with our hands, just like,
I
please.
No, the whole time.
I didn't see that.
Shit! What the fuck? This is crazy.
I know.
What movement with the head? When what happened?
We're just doing.
Oh.
That is so mess.
To think of character name, which is really tough.
You can say the player. It's okay.
Yeah.
Charlie. Love it. Calamity. That actually
Minor time, bitch.
that makes sense a whole lot because like Charlie's got some sort of memory thing with you where you're like the head of the something. You're the John Connor of her Terminator timeline.
And based on what her costume looks like, it would track. Because let me show you the face of this in progress picture.
I can't. It's blowing out a little weird.
There's she's got like a mask over her face.
Oh, I gotcha. Nice.
That's
I like it.
Cool.
I dig it.
It looks so cool.
So
okay.
Cool.
Okay. So
it's impossible to see.
You're getting like she's like get up, and there's all this chaos in the background, and these. It's basically the same memory because there's people fighting this thing that they're completely outclassed, but the fact that it's supers versus a kaiju versus the IRA versus the UK, it's all details. But the SWAT is coming. You can see the SWAT coming. What do you do?
Oh God.
Welcome to the
Let
party.
it happen.
Just let it happen. Goodbye. What?
I think this time instead of a verbal warning, could I just tackle her? So
okay.
She's
absolutely.
Lower in the swing.
Everybody sacrifice themselves for everybody else. Fuck yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll defend as you are doing this. So defend is based on your savior, which is not great. Good job.
Yikes.
We all have our strengths and weaknesses.
Oh.
You got this.
Woo! Squeaked by with a 7. Rolled an 8. Had it moved down to a 7. Very nice, very nice. So let's take a look at defend real quick, because it's not quite all roses and song, but it's still pretty good. So I'm gonna pop back out here, and I'm going to show this to the players again so that it pops up on the screen. I need to send this PDF out to you guys so you guys have this, but this is a little thing that should be popping up on your screen in Roll20. I should get this over in the chat too. We're looking at defend. When you defend someone or something from an immediate threat, roll plus savior This is an NPC threat. That's the thing. On a hit, you keep them safe and you choose one off the list. But on the 7 to 9, it's going to cost you. Expose yourself to danger or you escalate the situation. So you get to pick something off the list. You can add a point of team to the pool, which everybody can use to like give themselves bonuses if they need to help people out. You can take influence over someone that you protect, but you already have influence over Jamie, so it doesn't necessarily do anything. Or you can clear a condition which you don't have right now. So adding team to the pool is sort of the only thing that mechanically does anything right now. It feeds into like sort of a pool that people can use points for and stuff like that. But
It's
then
very useful to have team.
yeah. So that puts a point of team into the pool that people can use to like pull out and give themselves bonus. It's great for tiebreaker moments where you almost make the roll but not quite, and somebody can jump in and help.
And it feels like the most important role of your life.
Please, I don't want to fail this one. All right, so there's that, and kind of add team to the pool mechanically is the only thing. But on the 7 to 9, it costs you. You can either choose to expose yourself to danger, or the situation escalates in some way. From Kaiju attacking the city, the situation escalates. Okay, sure. No, you know what? If you want to pick that, go right ahead. I have a thought, so feel free.
Ooh.
Thoughts are bad. Dangerous thoughts. Do not let the man have thoughts. Don't
Always let him have thoughts.
That seems.
Always.
I like the thought, but I would like the situation escalate, and I think I'd like to add the pool as well.
Okay, add some team to the pool. Okay, so if you look on the blah, 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 blah. If you look on the roll 20, you'll see that there's a little kind of explodey number over my name on the bottom of the screen, and it's got like a 3 in it. That's how many points of team are currently in the pool that people can use to like get bonuses for and stuff like that. There's usually at least some. Okay, so you dive out of the way, or you dive at Charlie, tackle her, roll along the street just under the swipe of this thing, which actually wasn't even really directed at her necessarily. There was other stuff going on there. Okay, all right. In the street, we have the absolute chaos of the drawings of the terrible non-scientific drawings of like an atom, where it's like the different rotating like little bits around it and stuff like that. If the center of the atom is the kaiju, all the spinning bits are all the superheroes that are like going around, and it's like flies buzzing around a crap covered pig, because they're just everywhere on this thing and not really having a lot of effect at this point. And the thing is continually trying to move. It's clawing its way basically down the street through everything that it's doing. They're not having. You see a lot of like ice blasts that encase a head or an arm. Literally. Oh God, what is it? Alice. Shoot, what's her name? I lost the thing here. Alice, the head of the Patriots. I'm gonna bop this this website back up here so I can have it handy for everybody. We're gonna put it in the game chat. But Alice Ultimate like basically just decides to go in straight up to the thing's face and like basically grip the top and lower lip and try to hold it. That doesn't work a lot because she's basically being shoved back down the street, and her feet are like gouging troughs in the asphalt. We've established that Calamity is there, Liam is there. We know Grant and Stick and Chris are there, which begs the question: wherefore Remedy? So you're gonna have to unmute here for a bit because I got questions. I will just to remind everybody, take a look at the character picks here, and if you scroll up just a bit past Liam's miniature, and up above that, we have the gentleman who's been explaining this whole problem with the ambassador, Katerita, that handsome chap, and he pretty. And the young lady who is apparently the new host for the Guardian in a while soon. That is apparently who the Guardian is trying to get to right now. Problem. And all of the other stuff. So let's pop back over to the park here, because that's kind of where we are right now. And Narita had just explained that. How do I put this? Narita had just explained that. I see what I keep doing. Basically, if you can keep the thing away from her for about, he said 33 minutes. Calamity shouted something about it's more like 13, and then like oh crap, Liam, and then like teleport it away. But it will follow wherever she goes and cause devastation in its wake, et cetera, so forth, all that kind of stuff. And you know what can we do? What help? What can we do? Thoughts? He's looking to you because apparently you were delivered unto them by a winged superhero. So clearly you must be the one that is going to answer all their questions, despite the fact that you are currently wearing a Bake My Day apron under your winter jacket. So that's your superhero outfit now. Just you have to just own that from now on. I'm still not hearing you.
I don't know. I mean, Chris dropped me off to get information. I didn't know I had to do something with it.
Well, it's do you have what do you do? Can you help her? Can you get her away? Can you hide her?
I mean,
Can you
not really.
can you remove her from the creature's senses?
Well, how is it sensing her?
We don't know.
Because if it's like a spiritual thing, then I can't do jack.
I mean,
Oh yeah, we'll just like have a crazy kaiju person just like waiting around, and we know this is gonna happen, but we don't know how it works, and we're not gonna tell anyone about it.
he's quick to explain that the reason that they don't have a lot of experience about this is that the idea of this thing actually losing control is like of the host losing control of the guardian has never happened before. They know the time limits on the thing when it's released for like protection, but this thing was not released for any reason. It got loose, and that's literally never happened before in any living memory, except in some legends. Like there were some legends of some of the some of the earlier like hosts for the Guardian and stuff from like historical times back in the 1600s, 1700s and stuff like that it got loose, but that it became like this.
Right.
But it's never happened before. They know the timing. They know that kind of stuff. So they don't exactly. It's never been in a situation where it's like kind of gone berserk and tried to find its new host, because you'll have to understand, like, it was not. She's not even 17 yet, and he's been the host for almost 33 years. I mean, it hasn't been the opportunity to be around the creature with both hosts anytime near that's a small window, and we don't generally.
Yes,
the thing has been like a protector for like 3,000 years.
Say that again. And yeah.
Sorry, let me guess. This thing has been their protector for like 3,333 years.
Longer than that, probably. Also,
of course, 3,003,000.
It's been a long time. You have to deal with weird time things. Okay, this is a classic kaiju / giant monster trope that there's timers on this kind of stuff.
So then they don't know how it's tracking her then.
It would probably be tracking her since she is spiritually attuned to host this thing. It is probably seeking her out as some sort of like yes, it's probably calling to her in some way, shape, or form as like as in some sort of spiritual bonding thing. And maybe, I mean, you do stuff with acupuncture and like chi spots and stuff. Maybe you could jam her somehow. That might not be super healthy for her, but it might.
I'm not Shifu. Like, I mean, what I could probably do is, you mentioned like really exposed veins in the back of its throat, is if you got me in its mouth, I could probably paralyze it for a good 13 minutes where it couldn't move.
So your plan is let it swallow you and then punch it in the throat?
Needle it in the throat.
That's a great plan.
Because then like it won't be able to move until I remove the needles, and I could just wait 13 minutes.
No one's
I fucking love that plan. That's a fantastic plan.
It's a terrible
Get Chris
plan.
to like pick me up and throw me in its mouth. I'm good with that.
You could also like try to do something.
I think they may have missed the memo about the acidic saliva that melts through buildings.
You could also like
Doesn't
change
matter.
something with like her, and like change the way that like she maybe like smells or like something like
that's
that.
why I asked if it was a spiritual thing, because if it's spiritual, I can't do anything. If it was sensing her by smell,
You could
then I
try.
could alter her.
You could try. The spirit and the body are not all that different.
Energy flow is energy flow.
Energy flow is energy flow.
Can you make her energy flow like a different person? And not accidentally paralyze her permanently? Possibly.
Or accidentally make her into a different person?
She's slightly more likely to survive that than you will be getting like swallowed by the acidic kaiju. But
Guru Patit.
DNA anymore?
think on that. And honestly, there's a lovely moment there where the camera just sort of freezes on, like, what do we do? And the shot of Remedy's face, and just the audience knows that Remedy does not know. Like
the fucking Joe Zenji thing where it's, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
And yeah. And if it's just run, then I guess the answer is run. Stick, you got influence over the ambassador accidentally last time, didn't you? Oh, where did Grant spit Patrol back out? I needed to ask that because Grant swallowed Patrol like for about a hot second, and he was immediately in your head going, "This burns. It does not taste good. It does not. This is bad. Too spicy."
He was kind of like, so Grant was there, and he was sitting there like a puppy dog. And you know, the times when, like, teaching a new puppy to, like, release, like, a toy, and you're like, let go, you're, and then I'm gonna regret this. And then see, like, his pupils dilate, and he realizes it's like, when you realize that, like, what you ate was just, like,
bad taste.
Extremely ricey. And then I was like, I told you so, and he spits him out, and RoboCop guy's just like
he kind of slides on the on the saliva on the sidewalk, just kind of skids. He drifts for a second.
Yeah, and he was like,
how are you two? Actually, let's just go with this. He like so Patrol's on the ground, and he's just like kind of, and he just looks at you like, what? Like, who are you? What? He tries to keep it together. He tries to be like a symbol of order and law and justice, but he has been swallowed by exactly two more things than he ever wanted to be swallowed by today. And he is not okay with either of them. And he is at this point in time, he is a guy in a suit, and he is having a bad one. So what do you say to him as he's just sitting there like, why? What? Why?
I know, pretty crazy. Giant frog. You should have seen when I first found out that he was a giant frog.
No, but why did he swallow me? I was fighting the thing!
So Dal's the whole, we don't want you to kill him, just so we grabbed you, or make sure that you don't kill the thing.
Why don't you want to kill it?
Or kill the kaiju?
But why? It's what?
The director.
It's
Japanese ambassador.
The Japanese ambassador. He ate the ambassador. I heard them say he ate the ambassador. I think.
How strong is your Japanese American?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I saw him become the kaiju. Thank you very much. So, you know.
Yeah, Charlie shouts from across the way. No, I watched it. He's not the. Okay. All right. Thank you for the. Oh God. Okay. So he's trying to get back up on his hands and on his feet. What are you? So and all like chaos is basically broken out along here, and the kaiju's coming closer. What are you doing?
Well, I asked for my giant frog swallowing him for a split second. So I'll help the guy up, and I'll be like, sorry, gotta run, and then hop back onto Grant, and I'm gonna go find someone else on my team.
Okay.
Get guidance.
Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Well,
I'm kind of just... Yeah.
You're improvising. I got you. Yeah, I mean, the easiest one to spot is probably the one who's like every time she opens up her wings, she looks like stained glass window. So, visually very easy to spot. What are you doing as stick mounts
I
up and
have
a frog comes leaping your way.
I have an idea.
You have an idea, okay?
So, yeah, ideas. They are always fun, aren't they? So I've got these like fun wings, right? They kind of function like glass. You know when you take a magnifying glass and you put it in the sun and like burn ants?
Sure.
But not like that, but like to like, kind of like flash it in its eyes a little bit.
Sure,
get a
sure.
little disoriented.
I
would love to do that with my wings.
I was gonna have some questions about focusing the sunlight dangerously because it is winter in Lake Erie and the sun's not that bright.
A little eyeball rave, you know what I mean? Different colors.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Just a little disco party.
Sure. What are you looking to do here? You want to lure this thing away? You want to distract it? You want to create an opening for other people?
I just kind of wanted to get it to be like, and just like stop moving for a minute.
So you want to create an opening for somebody to do something here, basically.
Create an opportunity for my allies.
Cool. I love that. We're going to directly engage. In the midst of that, you hear Dal shouting, like, what are we doing? What's the plan?
Yeah.
Don't kill it, but don't let it kill other things.
Great plan. Love it, guys. Doing a good job.
We have to last for 13 more minutes.
Sarcastic.
I don't know how much more complicated it can get.
We can't hurt it. It can drop any building nearby on us, and we have to keep it busy for the next 12 minutes.
Fucking fit. I don't know.
There are sports where they have quarters that are shorter than that. All right. So first of all, while Chris is shouting all of this, she is also kind of rising up and trying to angle her wings and going, yeah, baby, look at me. I'm glittery and pay attention. I would like you. Okay, actually, I have a thing. You have noticed this as you're doing it while you get it, because you're getting up high so you can get the angle on the sunlight, right? And looking at the whole thing, you see on like a side street, somebody is there, not in a suit at all, street clothes. Straight up street clothes. And they're doing this. And they're talking constantly. All right? They're narrating their shit. Okay? So here is the situation for you, though. Because they are clearly live streaming the fight, and they are definitely pointing it at you.
Don't I have a move?
You do have a move.
Yeah.
You do have.
Yeah, so I'm just like, give it a stretch. Just like.
You do have a move. If you are fighting with an audience, you get to use superior instead of danger to do the directly engage. But
also, remedy has a thing when you're done with me.
But decision time. You realize that this moron is standing way too close to the fight. And if you don't do something, they are going to be road pizza in like 3 seconds.
Is this not me doing something?
If you don't do something to protect them.
Fuck. God fucking damn
Could
it.
helping with team count as protecting them?
Now, if you totally nail this, probably you're going to keep it so busy that this guy isn't going to be swatted into his next life.
Probably.
Probably. Or you could yell for help. You could do a lot. You could say, grab that guy to the frog, and he could swallow somebody else that's probably less spicy. I don't know.
That would be so fucking funny. Can I do that?
You can do a lot of stuff. You see the situation. If you keep going, guy's in danger, but you get good stat roll.
Okay, so explain to me in terms of
directly engage, or defend, or try to get some sort of teamwork thing going where somebody else saves the guy while you still draw the attention of the big guy.
Can I?
Ponder. Remedy. Mic up, camera up. I can't hear anything, and
Sorry,
we're arguing over ice cream.
You're the worst.
I know.
All right.
Okay, so
yes.
I had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be a good thought.
We don't. I wouldn't.
It might go really badly.
So
What's the best thing to say before you do something?
I have a thought.
What you're saying is you're part of this team, and you have a plan.
Yes.
So it
Okay,
sounds like
so
you're on
the
brand.
Yeah. So they said it had a spiritual connection to this girl, and the basic philosophy of chakras, obviously a chakra, for people who are not aware, is energy from the universe that flows in and through your body.
Yeah.
And the basic philosophy behind that is the way it is tied to your physical systems is through your nervous system. So hypothetically, depending on which chakra it's attuned to, I could block the nerve leading to that system, and then the chakra wouldn't have any energy and therefore would die out, and it wouldn't be able to sense her. The problem is I would then have to try to undo that in 12 minutes, and depending on which chakra it is, if it's like her heart...
I love this plan! This is a fantastic plan! I'm so happy!
So, do the Japanese businessmen know which chakra it's supposed to be sensing? Because there are 7, and depending on which one it is, that's the system I have to block.
I think you should guess and check. Just try all of them.
Dual 7.
I think that's bad.
In sequence, starting with the crown.
Body can go without, the human brain can go without blood flow for 26 minutes before the person is brain dead.
Perfect!
The little-
That's fucking perfect, guys!
There we go. Yeah.
I really need you guys to be on like. We have to.
It's not blood I would be blocking from her brain, Brooklyn. It's electrical impulses, which means she would be brain dead for 12 minutes.
That's that's like sleeping.
And the thing is, because my ability is repairing organic material, I don't know how long I can let someone be brain dead before I can't fix them. If it's her head.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to induce a coma.
Well, if we restrain you, then you physically can't stop them until we unrestrain you.
You're basically going to induce a medical coma with a ranged needle throw. This should be fine. I don't.
Another snack.
That's kind of the if it's her head chakra, that's kind of the plan. Do the Japanese businessmen know which chakra it's supposed to be attuned to?
They don't know which.
Because if it's her ajna, then that's fine because that's just her throat. But if it's
I feel like they need that.
Any of the other ones.
Very perfect.
But we don't want her to die because then the kaiju has nowhere to go.
That's true too,
So,
and that'd be a big problem in about 33 days.
That would be a bigger problem.
Well, guys, if she dies, I'll just go back in time, take her from that timeline, and bring her back to this one. It's fine.
The speedster comes up and just slaps you. I don't mean your character. I mean he runs up to you, Jamie, and goes, "No, stop it." No.
Did you forget about the part where they said it was super dangerous to mess with the time regarding the...
You know what? I did forget about that, actually. I did forget about
You're
that,
welcome.
yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay, so I think...
This is a great plan. I support this plan.
Thank you.
It's really good stuff. I love possibly permanently nerve damaging.
I got it.
See, if this were a different show, and it were in fact,
Dude, I'm Rocky.
If it were like an adult anime, I would say the root chakra, and we would have a whole different thing happening here. That would be.
Is that the dick chakra?
I mean, it is an area. It is the area chakra. I think. I don't know what the I don't know what the fancy name for it is, but let's go with solar plexus. I think the core of the body is.
The Manipura?
Hang on. Why? This is. Oh, it's a Pinterest picture.
Yeah,
That's why.
The Manipura is the down here.
Yeah.
Sure, solar plexus.
On your boobage.
Yeah, I'm just gonna block all feelings to her. Sorry, that was really crass.
So yeah, if you look at the picture that's in that image there, I'm referring to the one that's third from the bottom, solar plexus chakra.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay.
I have the image.
I'm making
with
sure
the correct name.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the picture. I'm looking at Healthline. Jeez, picking on me. All right.
Sorry.
So for this.
Hang on. Let me pull up my nerve chart so I know which ones I need to hit.
Okay.
That would be
this extra detail. Okay. So you're like, okay, hang on. I just love this too. Hang on a second. And she opens up a small booklet that she pulls out of her pocket. And now he doesn't actually answer the question. Whatever the correct answer is, the girl steps forward and explains which chakra it's connected to. She says it.
Okay.
So she knows the answer and she steps forward there. But I will say that her eyes do get a little bit wide when you open up the guidebook of which nerves attach to which she's a little bit less calm and confident at that point. Chris,
Okay.
in the air,
So
you see the dangerous thing, the dangerous situation that's going on here. What you do?
Okay, so can I redirect a bit and do the same thing that I was going to do, like to just like distract it and kind of do it in front of this, like land down in front of this guy and kind of try to do it to like back the creature up and away. So like switch it from a attack to a defend.
You could decide that you don't need to actually get in front of him to do that. Luring the thing so it's not nearby. The problem is he's just too close. Like he is in the zone, and it's the in the zone part that's the problem. This thing
So I
has
have to like fucking physically move this guy.
or he needs to be physically moved. Basically, yes.
Very.
You don't have to do it. You've got people.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey man, I love physically moving people. I just did a whole like government room of them. So
Also, you have somebody below you who is literally shouting for instructions. So
This is true.
that's also true. Who also earlier physically moved someone. We all love physically moving people.
Dad, can you describe this man in stereotypes?
Oh Jesus. Raise the bar for me, why don't
Stop! I know exactly why you're asking for this.
Maybe.
you? If superheroes had like anime weebs, he is an absolute superhero fanboy. Like, okay, leave Brittany alone, like that guy.
Do you see
Half a heart.
fanatic fanboy over there? You know, tall, skinny. You know, just classic weeb. I need him away. He needs to be away. I don't care where, but like, you know, angles, let's still get those angles. Like, don't put him so far away that he can't still record me, but far enough away where he's not going to get smacked in
Okay,
the next
you're in the middle of a fight. You need to shout this. You're basically shouting, save that guy, but make sure he can keep shooting.
Save the guy, make sure he can still film.
Okay.
You absolute nutbag. Okay.
Get me on my good side.
Wait, before you do that, since you're shouting stuff, we're going to do a thing. We're going to do a maneuver. We're going to do the move. The big move. Where is this move? This is in the peripheral moves, isn't it?
What is the big move?
It is in the team mechanics. Hang on. I will pop it up here. Everyone take a look at the peripheral moves that just popped up, and you can click on the image and it gets big.
Big.
Team mechanics. When you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, which it kind of feels like you're finally doing because one of you is finally shouting some kind of instructions-ish.
Yes.
Add 2 to the team pool right off the bat. If you enter, if the leader, okay, the current leader, this doesn't mean that there's always a team, that the team leader is always the same, but for right now, the team leader is Chris because Chris is lit up all bright and shiny and shouting instructions. If the leader has influence over every teammate, add another point to the team. Do you have influence over everybody?
No, I have it over Charlie, Remedy, and Stick and Grant. I do not have it over Liam.
Gotcha. Okay. Charlie, what's your purpose in the fight? What do you want to accomplish here?
I think holding off the kaiju for the 13, now 12 minutes, right? I think that's like my purpose in this fight. Although an added benefit would be, you know, when all the fighting is over, I see what's his name, like Mr. Chuckles or whatever, and I get to finish my case. But that's not like my purpose. That'd just be like a really nice
Mr. Pebbles.
like cherry on top. Oh, Mr. Pebbles. Sorry, I'm
Sure.
not a great detective right now. It's fine.
It's totally fine. Charlie, not Charlie. Chris, what's your purpose what's your goal here?
I think that my purpose is keeping whoever the person that this kaiju is chasing safe, while trying to also make sure that the kaiju becomes the ambassador again.
Okay, cool. Dal, what's your purpose here? What are you hoping you manage to do in this?
The kaiju occupied for the 12 minutes and make sure any bystanders or like people involved are kept safe or just like out of the way.
Gotcha. Okay. Liam.
I guess my goal is then, I want to keep him distracted while trying to minimize, I don't care about property destruction, but minimize casualties.
Nice. Okay, good. Sorry, I didn't ask Remedy. Remedy, what's your goal?
for what I'm trying to work, so that it makes her safe while also not giving her any permanent damage.
Okay, but basically keep her away from the kaiju using an ill-prepared and entirely experimental technique.
Yes.
Top notch. Love it. If any team member does any team member mistrust Chris as the leader or the team in general?
100 fucking percent. Like 120 fucking percent. Oh, what? Absolutely.
Mistrust or trust?
Mistrust.
Okay, thank you, Jamie. I'm glad you're here for this. Okay, so that's a point off the total. Jamie gives no fucks. I can always appreciate that. Is your team ill prepared or off balance? Be honest.
Yes.
Are you maybe a little ill prepared?
Ill prepared or off balance? Okay, so we're back.
We don't even know we're a team.
I don't know how to go. How are you feeling after getting fucking side swatted into a Macy's? You feeling off balance?
Are you feeling a little underprepared?
Too hot, trying to be honest.
How about we get ice cream after, guys?
Let's just acknowledge the fact that at least got you one additional team point in the pool. It's okay. And team, I should also point out, team can also be spent by NPCs if they're around and helping and stuff like that. So if you're like, I need some help, but if there are people that could help, they can also spend points on it if it makes narrative sense. Okay, so you're shouting, you're doing the thing. Chris, I'm going to have you go first with the distraction light show. That's going to be rolling directly engage, but you get to roll. Well, you basically hit the dice next to that move that you have because it'll let you roll instead of the thing. It'll let you roll superior. When you directly engage a threat with an audience watching, mark a condition to roll superior. So what's the condition that you mark? Guilty?
Oh, boy.
Guilty because you're totally making use of this poor schmuck who's going to get his head caved in?
Yeah, probably.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Now you can roll. Hit the little dice next to the move.
Okay. No! No!
Would you like some help?
Fuck! Yeah, it's a miss.
Wow, that's some...
Do you want help?
Do you want help or you want XP?
Hold on, I want to see if I can ding.
Yeah, you can. I think it would ding you.
Baby.
Is that your level up? Okay, you're breaking up a little bit, so try that one more time. What did you say?
I want to ding.
You want to ding? Cool. Love that for you. Hey, guess what? It works really, really, really well.
Oh, no.
You absolutely get this thing's undivided attention. We'll begin by marking afraid as you realize this thing is coming for you like one of the T-Rex out of Jurassic Park leaping straight up at you, mouth agape. And then
just keep this up for 12 more minutes. You got this.
And then you're going to take a powerful blow. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
So what am I powerful blow is
You're taking
conditions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a dice there next to conditions that you can just hit. The little button. Oh.
Oh, of course now. Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay. I want you to look over
I feel nothing but pain.
So if you go into the little under the journal thing, you can pull up basic moves. Take a powerful blow there and see what you want to do. And meanwhile, this thing is leaping into the air. You didn't know it could do that. Everybody else, Stick. It's time to save a random. It's time to save a random passerby. So describe to me. So your fate. You're kind of like, I need a map. I hate this that I need a map, but I think I need a map. Hang on. Now for my really good drawing skills. Are you ready? This is going to be great. Sparkly, about to be swallowed by a monster girl, is floating up in the air right about here. This thing is leaping up at her, right? And idiot with a camera is... We'll do brown here for the color for the smear that he's about to be. We'll go right about here. And just real quick, we're going to move this thing back just a little bit. Grab him and move him up here because he's like filming all this stuff. So sparkly boom boom girl is right here. You're about there. And we'll put Charlie kind of here and Liam in an army green. We need a darker green. That's kind of the general idea where people are at. Okay, what you doing?
Okay, I'm like, and so I hop onto Grant and I'm like, go get him! And we like sprint along, and I grab the guy by like the back. He's wearing like a hoodie.
Of course he is.
I grab him by the hoodie and like throw him on the back of Grant and like start zooming like down the street which he's kind of on. But like I'm like, oh crap. Just keep an eye on the pretty bird up in the sky.
He's got the hoodie that he's got on is actually a hand drawn picture of Chris in the outfit, and the wings are out like up on the like outward on the thing, and all the panels of the wings are done up with like a shiny different colors of shiny plastic. It's like stitched onto the it's like kind of stitch riveted onto the sweatshirt. You notice that as you're going by, like just oh Jesus. All right, so let's see how well this goes.
I love that. I know I'm supposed to hate it. I fucking love that. What terrible pun does it say underneath?
Oh, I don't know. I think I have to. What? I didn't hear it. You broke up.
You know how the phrase is "In Christ we trust"?
In Chris we trust?
In Christ we trust.
It's terrible. Okay. All right.
Oh, God.
That's just absolutely awful. All right. So Dal, what I need you to do is I need you to roll a defend for me. You did this before. It worked really well. Let's see how it goes this time.
Hey.
I can't wait to see. That's a 10. Nice job. See, this is how you roll good rolls, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris.
Okay.
I get a fucking advancement, so
You
shut
get
up, nerds.
Yeah, it's the choices that I love about this is like
I'm actually really jealous that she's dinging and I'm not, so
That's okay. Okay, so that is a defend, and you get to you can either add another point of team to the pool. You can take influence over, or you can take influence over this guy that you just saved.
Considering that I already have influence over the ambassador, I feel like I'm going to add a point to the team.
Because it feels like y'all are going to need it sometime here in the near future.
Yeah.
We're going to deal. Lovely. Love that. Got a lot of team in the pool. Good stuff. Chris, did you decide what you were going to do for your take a powerful blow options there?
Surprisingly enough, I think I'm just gonna knock the fuck out. I think this thing is gonna knock on Chris, and she's gonna be like, her wings are gonna be like fucking shaking and like kind of dissolving, but also regrowing at the same time. Yeah, something where there's still like acid happening, but it somehow like just gets on her wings. Like she just gets out of the way enough where it's like.
Wait, I got it. You see it coming and you turn to fly away, and it gets you by the wings with its teeth.
Yeah, so it's like just the wings,
shakes,
and they're like, so she lands and she's like still kind of conscious, but the feeling of her wings like disintegrating and then regrowing again, and then just like disintegrating again, and doing that over and over again, she just like she face plants into the ground. She's out.
Okay. Love that.
Yeah, just like, rock candy.
Yeah. Okay. So you go flying. You land down the street a ways. And we continue the camera pan past your body and into the park where Remedy is about to go. Okay. All right.
I got this.
Hey, Remedy. Should I lie down first? I'm going to lie down.
Is it my turn?
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay, so I have bad news.
Okay.
That I'm warning the girl about. This is me warning her right now. The nerves I have to hit to block energy to your solar plexus are the anterior and posterior vagal trunks, which are also the ones that pass blood to your liver. So this might give you liver failure. The kaiju won't sense you. But once the 12 minutes are up, I might need to do some repairing on your liver if this damages your liver.
Okay.
Just so you know.
So, Kay, Narita, figuring out what's happening here.
This poor 17-year-old girl.
She's just like, yeah. So what Narita has done is he has swept the snow off of a nearby park bench, pulled off his jacket, laid it out on the park bench so that sort of sideways so that she's laying on this rather than on the wet park bench. And then he shouts at some of the other ones, and one of the other guys like pulls off his coat under some protest. And after he gets smacked on the shoulder by one of the other ones, and he wads that up and he uses it as a pillow, and she's laying out on the park bench, and he's like, okay, whatever
Yeah.
It's just whatever needs to happen, it'll be fine. And she's like,
I need her to lay on her stomach because if I try to go through her front, I'll pierce her ribs. I'll pierce her lungs if I go through her front. So she needs to lay on her stomach so I can go through her back.
Oh, okay. So it's just like technique top notch, bedside manner negative number.
What remedy is it?
So funny. She's just like, I don't know if I can do this. The confidence you instill in your audience.
Well, it's important for her to know the potential consequences so she can make an educated decision if this is something she wants for herself. If she just wants to risk it for the 12 minutes, I will perfectly understand. But she needs to know.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Okay. So what I'm going to have you do, as far as I'm concerned, what I need you to do is roll a defend because you're essentially defending her from the guy from this thing coming after it, which is a savior roll. This should feel really good to you because your savior is a 2.
Okay.
Kay, if you need help, you've got a person there who can spend a point of team to bump what you have there, all that kind of stuff, and that should give us a general idea of how well this goes.
Okay.
So.
Hey.
It's a 7.
What is it?
Mixed success. That's a 7.
It's a 7. Okay.
All right. So for a defend, that's
is
actually.
Is that good enough?
Yes, it's good enough.
Okay.
The thing with defend is when you get above a 10, it like has benefits for you. At a 7 to 9, it just doesn't better. Well, it's gonna. Okay, so it's good. It's fine. I'm just gonna pick for you on the defend because I really feel like you take influence over the person that you protect.
Sure.
She's going to give you influence. So you want to mark that on your character sheet when you get to second that under your little influence list you have influence over her name. Her name is in the thing. I put it in the chat. On the 7 to 9, it costs you expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. I don't care what you pick. I will figure it out, but whatever feels most best to you in terms of
expose myself to danger.
Okay. You want to escalate the situation? Liver failure, real problem. Turns out this 17-year-old, 16-year-old does a lot of heavy sake drinking. No, that's not what's happening.
I love that just like while we're fighting a kaiju, it's like an episode of like Grey's Anatomy over here or something, but superhero edition.
It's very, very good. I dig all of it. All right, so expose yourself to danger. I will think about that for a second because I have somebody else who exposed himself to danger and I need to get on with that nonsense. Okay. Charlie, so what has just happened is the kaiju is leaping for Chris, gets a hold of her, shakes her like a terrier with a rat in its mouth, and flings her down the street about a block and a half, and then lands. Superheroes are all over the place, and was that a visual image that you weren't prepared to deal with there, Kaylee? No?
I fly down the street and I smack into the middle of a Target sign.
All the supers that are also doing stuff in here that have been doing all this all happened really quickly. All the supers that are thing. But you hear Alice, I keep wanting to say Alice Prime, and that's not what it is. Alice Ultima, and also American Eagle. They both essentially shout the same, "Take it down!" after they see what happens to this young hero.
Sorry, you cut out. What did they yell?
The leaders of both teams are basically shouting, "Take it down!" because they just see that it's amped up its thing here to, it's like grabbing and possibly killing somebody, and now they're like, okay, well, it's time for lethal overdose.
Give a shit about you, Liam. I'm sparklier.
Well, they didn't see that part. That was seconds ago. What are you talking about? That was like 10, 15 seconds ago. But yes, you were up in the air, and they did see the shaky ragdoll thing, whereas Liam was more like incidental backhand. Out of my way, peasant.
Brooklyn, you didn't say anything.
And our camera. It was all live stream.
The supers are definitely powering up. Okay, so Challenger, whose kind of whole thing is that they are big blasty. Shrike, Golden Boy, all powering up what the kind of energy attack that is meant to like be armor piercing through multiple buildings. On the Patriot side of the thing, it's a little bit more difficult because they don't really have like the big like blasty hitters necessarily, but they're all like charging in for all fisticuffs. And we've got another one that lands. So Legend is there now with his big ass hammer and his big ass self. There's some big rock creature that's like 8 feet tall. A dude that's like, basically going in with Alice and just wading in, fists blazing, kind of covered in like sort of an energy signature sort of deal. Like it's all getting crazy, but probably the big danger is Challenger and Shrike and Golden Boy powering up the big energy hits and stuff like that, because that's going to be a
Wow,
big
the
thing.
Americans are flashy and overzealous. I never would have guessed.
With the big guns, yeah. Shocking. I know. An unexpected twist. Who could have seen it coming? Except,
So, I have this idea.
Mm-hmm.
And,
it's a bad idea.
well, I guess you could say that. But it's not something I've ever done before.
Oh, God.
Or I ever really thought would be part of, I don't know, just, so when I step into a portal, basically what I see is all possibilities of location and time. Now, whether I can understand all possibilities of location and time and am able to reach all possibilities of location and time in my control, that's a completely different question. But the idea is that there's all possibilities of location and time. I've always moved all the way through a portal, so I go from one location and time to another. I've never tried just like opening a portal and just like hanging there for a little.
Okay.
But everything's like kind of moving pretty fast, and it's honestly stressing me out. And we've got this timer of 12 minutes. I can tell that Remedy's trying to do something, and things are just like happening, and it's a lot. So like, I kind of just want everyone to chill for a few minutes at the very least. So I don't think I can necessarily stop time, but can I like slow down time in a certain area if I put them in my portal, but I don't like put them all the way through? Does that make sense?
Yes and no?
Yeah.
I want to just for a second, I'm just going to enjoy, not to call you out or anything like that, but I'm just really enjoying Josephine's expression during all of this, because as you began, and I'm not great at reading people, but as you began, the expression on your face was, I don't know how this sentence is going to end, but it's not going to be good. Like, but I don't want to discourage it, because I think I just stuck a bunch of needles into somebody's spine and hope for the best. So, who am I to judge? But this is going to be bad. I'm quite sure of it, but I'm going to nod encouragingly. That was the expression that I saw. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Thank you, Josephine. I appreciate it.
I have no idea, but you have portal stuff. One second. You have portal stuff. You have done time travel. You are doing something. That is definitely a thing. So slowing all of this down in a localized area could work. It could go horribly awry. I think it's a defend, or honestly,
Wouldn't it unleash your powers?
What's that?
Wouldn't it be unleash your powers?
Probably because you're looking to change the environment. Now that I'm thinking about that,
Yeah.
I was just about to say that as you said that, because it's probably unleash your powers.
I figured.
Because,
Which is kind of bad, because, I mean, it's just a flat roll for me, but unless, wait, shit, what are my conditions?
I don't know. Do you have conditions? I realize.
Okay, I'm just guilty. We're good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We're good.
Unleash your powers is messed up by hopeless. So you're not hopeless. You have hope in a bad plan.
And hey, Liam's available if I need help. We're standing right next to each other. Right?
Thank you
buddy, old pal?
Thank you for mentioning that. All right,
Yeah.
so as you extend this, and I'm going to have you roll freak, Liam, you see on a nearby building top, looking down on this whole, can I say shit show? I think that's like grammatically accurate for this particular
I feel
situation.
apt.
Term?
Let's just put a color. Let's put a color here. Let's put this nice bright red right over here, kind of in this area. Looking down on this whole fiasco as all the heroes are converging on this mess. In the comic book, the little yellow box pops up in the side of this particular panel, and it says, "Editor's note: we would like to remind the readers that Liam chose escalate the danger of the situation earlier in this comic. Thanks, Ed." And we get, where are we at here? Standing up on the top of put it in the chat, into character picks. There we go. Is this young lady raising her hands, and you feel the earthquake start.
Oh my fucking god!
And you see the cracks start to race up the buildings. Even as time begins to slow down and it feels like you're in fucking molasses trying to do anything about it.
Not to be repetitive, but hello, sailor.
Have I picked some good ones? Have I picked some good ones for you?
Yes, indeed.
Chris is just sitting here going, I don't know who to hit on first. Like the ambassador guy, kid, sweet Jesus, the other one's too young, but him, and then this piece of...
Have be the name of the episode of I don't know who to hit on first, please.
Okay, so first we're going to see how bad the time slowdown messes with things. So Jamie, why don't you give me that freak roll for Unleash Your Powers? I'm very excited about this, everyone.
Quick question. Mm-hmm. So this ping...
That's roughly the area of shenanigans. Both geologic and temporal shenanigans are happening within the big red circle, roughly speaking.
Okay, so that is Chris, right?
Well, no, it was where Chris was. Chris is kind of over here now. And
okay.
that was Dallin. The frog's not there anymore.
And then
this
that's
guy's not
the guy.
Yeah,
okay.
That guy. So these guys skedaddle. They're actually not in the blast radius right now. Good job.
Right.
Since Brooklyn rolled so well in Defend, I'm going to put her outside of this bullshit. So.
And then Remedy is out here, right?
Remedy is down the road in the direction of Chris.
My goal is to not include Remedy in this.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't be included unless things get bad.
Get very bad.
Unless you absolutely pooch this roll and beyond the telling of it, which is absolutely possible, actually, statistically speaking.
So,
this could go bad, but
I mean, I'd like to just do it from here.
You're like the blue right now. You're this little smear right there.
Yeah.
We got to get a little
I'd like to be able to just,
Well, I mean, we'd all like things. I think it's good to want things, but
this is what Charlie's picturing for sure. Is this gonna happen?
Let's see how that goes. You're trying to direct you want a more I gotcha. You want it directed ahead of you and in the direction of all the supers and everything like that. I gotcha. You would like Liam not to be affected. I appreciate that also. And that 8 might even kind of get you what you want. So let's take a look at one of my favorite things, the list of options that you have when you roll a 7 to a 9 on Unleash Your Powers, which I'm going to ping everybody again. Unleash Your Powers on a 7 to 9, so on a hit, which you do it. On a 7 to 9, mark a condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. I like unstable.
He loves
it's weird because in the past, my go-to was always mark a condition because that's how the Nova playbook is played. But
you're not a Nova anymore.
I'm not, and now it opens up.
Nova's run on.
You played it.
No, Nova's run on conditions. That is legit.
Yeah.
If you're not bleeding, you're not trying hard enough. That is absolutely how Novas work.
Now I have this opportunity to make things worse than they already are. Gosh. I think I have to make it temporary or unstable.
Good golly gosh, it's just so tempting.
Okay. Unstable or temporary. Unstable or temporary. Okay. Everything in the direct. Now I will give you this, in the direction that you are facing, in that blue line, that direction that you're facing gets slow based on its momentum, or rather it's lingering based on its momentum. The more momentum a thing has, the less it's going to work. Okay, so you have a very limited. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. So the order of events here is that the kaiju is going to be moving before anybody else is, followed by Alice and Legend and other people after
What about
that.
the speedster? This is the one time I'm cool with the speedster. What the fuck about the speedster? Like,
The speedster.
where is this bitch?
We're gonna get to. Thank you for mentioning that. Thank you so much for mentioning that, because we're gonna get to the speedster here in a hot second. I appreciate all of you so much. All right, Liam. Everything gets slow in that direction, which makes your life considerably easier, sort of, because they're all like moving in slow motion. Nobody stopped, and you can't help but notice that the kaiju seems to be a lot less slower than literally everybody else.
Uh-oh.
They're not going to stay slow for very long. I don't know what her real name is, but Tabula Rasa is up there, hands out. And while they're not physically moving, they're already extended their power. So the rumbling is definitely happening, although now it's very uneven because the vibrations are happening at a different rate in some parts of the street than in the other parts of the street. So if you look at the big red circle, but then you bisect it by that slowdown, you get very weird. Like they're almost at the same time that the slowdown happens, cracks form along the street where the vibrations are now out of sync with each other. Not that it wasn't causing a lot of stuff going on there anyway. But you're not slow, and she is. So what are you doing? Because you can see what's happening. You can see the striations along the buildings rising up on all four sides here. You can see the stuff in the streets. Her clear intent is because she's on about a 10-story building. The other 3 are big. She is looking to drop 3 buildings on top of all the supers and the kaiju. Full stop. 95 stories worth of building. Just drop it on everybody. Let God sort them out.
Being somewhat familiar with her and from the same program, do I know how she channels her powers? Like, is it coming from her hands? Does she need to channel it through her hands, or can she just do it without?
I think it's limited by physical. Like she can do stuff. If she was bound up, she could do a little, but not much. She needs to have she needs to kind of antenna out and do. Well, I'm going to back up just a second. You've never seen her do anything where she doesn't do that.
Okay.
And you guys weren't necessarily together for a really long time after you had the powers and stuff like that, so it isn't like you've had a huge amount of time. To be honest, you know a lot more about how Olafeist's stuff works than some of the others because you were closer with him. And she was particularly, she's an odd bird because she is a volunteer. She's not from Ireland. She just joined. That's why her code name isn't like an Irish myth thing. She
was just like, I want to be a terrorist today.
I desperately want the British to burn is kind of like the whole thing is, and you seem to be most well suited for that. So I volunteer for whatever pod with black tar in it that you're about to soak me in. Fucking sign me up. I am ready to go.
Wild shit.
So so by the same token, as much as she's into that, she's also not necessarily, she isn't like the rest of that group that grew up together where you guys know each other since you were kids, right?
Right.
So, but you think, if I see where you're going with this, you think binding her up is probably going to harsh her mellow in a big way.
I would kind of like to try and envelop her in a coffin
I would like to wrap
metal box.
I would like to wrap a car around her in a.
Yes.
I keep using.
So, and maybe have her.
Okay. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go.
If I could have her floating off the ground just to cover my bases.
Get her out of contact with. Yeah, I got what you're saying there. Yeah. All right. So once again, we're going to go with directly engage on this because you are definitely doing that. And while she may be slowed down, she's not helpless. So the potential for blowback here is. I have thoughts. So there's definitely the way this definitely good and bad ways that this could go. So you kind of actually step to the side a little bit because the slow motion kaiju is about to occlude your vision of her. But luckily it's not moving super fast, so you can kind of move to the side and kind of, grab something and start moving. So I am going to have you roll your danger for directly engage.
Ooh.
What do we got? Ooh, look at that delicious 10. I think your last one. I think your last one was a pretty good roll too. You just opted not to avoid their blows, which, There are 4 options. You can pick 2 of them with that lovely roll. You can choose to resist or avoid because it's an exchange of blows. You can choose to resist or avoid whatever she's going to come back at you with. Take something away from them. Create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Take away her ability to move her hands.
Yo, same brain cat.
Take away her contact with the
down.
earth.
Yeah.
Something like that. So take something
like
from
that.
them, and what's your other option that you're going with?
I'd like to evade
Not have
the.
you don't want vibratory blowback from being in contact with the metal that you wrap around her when she can vibrate all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
I'd rather avoid that. All right.
But that's the best part.
Is it? Is it? I'm not sure. All right. Jamie, you've slowed down everybody. You have about 3 or 4 seconds to shout something that they're all going to hear because none of them are moving. Josephine and Kaylee are dying, and I don't get to hear the joke. I'm very put out about that. But what do you shout
You're talking about we're talking about the theoretical sexual possibilities of somebody who can just make things vibrate, and we're just having fun with that concept.
Whatever you do not fucking kill this guy. It will only make things worse.
We just need to hold it for 10 minutes. Okay.
Thanks. That was a real thinker. I was not prepared for that.
All right. So, Liam, up above, Tabula Rasa is being held basically flat, like laterally, struggling madly, feet are kicking or something. She is definitely shouting something up there. You can't hear what. It doesn't seem to be shouted at you, but there's definitely shouting happening. About 4 or 5 seconds after that, you see like fog start to roll off the top of the building up there.
I immediately put my mask on. Whether this is related or not, trauma, okay? Just say it.
So all this and they're starting to speed up, and you're like, and Liam's like, and you're like, oh fuck. And right as you're pulling the mask up, you are, I'm gonna say 2 blocks away in an alley. As you finish putting your mask up, you're like 2 blocks away in an alley. Okay? And
was this me this time, or was this something else?
Standing in front of you is the speedster. Pulls off the mask, is like, Mon Cherie, what are you doing? You know that you
throw hands.
You know you can't keep using up time, or you won't be able to ever go home. What are you doing?
What?
If you keep every second that you use up and bouncing back and forth is a second subtracted from your ability to go, you already can't reach home, but every time you see you closer and closer and closer, you can't keep doing this. What are you doing? And you realize that before, when you were jumping up to the building and he was like, what are you doing? It's the same tone. It isn't like, why are you getting involved? It's like, why are you using up more of your time?
Oh my god, romance.
Do you know?
What? You explained it to me!
Who the fuck are you? I just thought you were part of the Patriots. That stupid ass team.
Oh, man. And he and puts you right back where you were, and he's gone. Merde! So anyway, he says, oh shit in French, and puts you right back where he was and vanishes.
I don't have time for this weird-ass existential crisis. Like, what the fuck?
Kaylee, were you around earlier at the very beginning when I said, what if Calamity and the Speedster were the Doctor and River Song?
I showed up right in the middle of that, but
It's not even enemies to lovers. It's just living their lives in the wrong order relative to each other, which is that's where I'm going with this. If it is enemies to lovers, that's really on Jamie and her desire to inflict it on Kat.
That is also true.
That is also true. All right.
I'm with you on this one, Jamie. Enemies to lovers goes hard sometimes.
No.
Right? So
Yeah.
hard.
No.
Do it.
All right. So
Probably I will.
gas fogging off the top of the building, out of the corner of the building where she's. I'm going to go back to the map here. So we need a sickly blue-green color here. Freehand. We need a. Where is this? I need something that looks like it's. There aren't enough color options here, but this will work. Fogging down like a dry ice machine, fogging down over the side of this thing, and it definitely looks like that same shit that got fogged all over the place when they tried to kill the ambassador.
Cover your mouths.
You think?
And your airways and everything. Just don't breathe it. Ah, sorry.
Liam, what are you doing?
I'm having a lot of panicking right now.
Also, that definitely means Olipheist is around somewhere. Liam, your ex is up there. You're holding them. They're going to gas the planet.
I have a question. Really fast question. Do I know this guy at all?
Which guy? Probably not, no.
Liam's ex.
You haven't seen their face, so I don't know if you would know. And I don't know.
I think she means in the context of, like, does she recognize him from the future? Like, is there any information?
Face. We need like some face. We need some triggers or something like that. Thus far, you haven't actually physically encountered them, and I don't know how forthcoming Liam has been about. Yeah, the person who poisoned everybody was probably my ex from the organization that I used to be a part of, and the team that I used to work with. I'm not sure if that came up over croissants.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But, because if he is from the future, like if I do recognize him from the future, you
could roll to put him in a position for sure.
Yes, and also he's a villain now. We don't know if I don't know yet if he's still a villain, but the fact that Liam is very much like the leader of the rebel.
Yeah.
I have a quick question.
Awesome. Yes, Liam has a question. Go.
Have I exerted my supply of cars, or are there still cars around I can use?
I mean, you're in a city. Metal exists. Like, you're not going to run out of stuff that you can fuck with. Whether or not it's a car, lamppost, you know those metal cages that they put trash cans into? They're bolted down, but, you can probably do stuff with them. Could I, you were saying?
I think I would like to collect all the lampposts on the street, flatten them out into a pretty big fan.
Okay.
Try and blow the gas back at.
We're gonna go 4 sessions, and we're still gonna be in the same fight for this entire thing. I'm here for it.
It's a good fight.
It's a good fight.
It's a good game.
Yes, I mean theoretically, but meantime, while you're just like, I need every lamppost. This is going to be a big push for you. So we're gonna cut for a second to Brooklyn, Doll, Stick, Grant.
Hi.
You drop the guy off as he screams out his anguish at what just happened to Chris.
Yeah.
No! You leave Chris alone! His voice goes to glass, ironically goes to glass cracking level with that shriek.
Mm-hmm.
He literally looks like he's about to charge back in and attack the Kaiju in defense of Chris.
Oh.
Like, you're still hanging on to his thing, but he's like...
Let him. Natural selection.
Sometimes you just have to let that shit happen. Then he collapses. He does a full-on anime collapse where he collapses down to his knees, but also kind of his hips fold, so he's just kind of... Like he's on his knees, but his butt is also touching the pavement because he's like just completely like down, and he's just like doing this thing. Are you feeling good about Are you feeling good about not taking influence over this guy now? I feel like it would have been a little bit. Cool. He's not going to go anywhere. Brooklyn, well, I gotta get my ping back here. Okay, Brooklyn, you're down here at the bottom. Can you see? Okay, you can see stuff. All right, up on the top of this building, there was somebody who was about to do an earthquake. Liam wrapped him up in metal. She's floating in midair. She's yelling very unkind things at her partners who were not helping her. They began to help her, and now poisonous fog is rolling off the top of that building about 10 stories up, down into the rest of the mess.
really hot. So
This-
there's that too.
Yeah,
Mm.
in case you really need to note that part. In this area here, kind of from the blue line over, you're not actually affected by that. We're gonna lead you out of that. But this area there, everybody's moving kind of like in molasses. They're not quite frozen, but they're definitely slow right now.
Mhm.
And technically, so is the fog-ish.
Okay.
People are breaking loose from the time slowdown based on their mass and momentum, which means that the kaiju is going to be loose first, followed by the big French dude with the hammer
Oops.
and the head of the French supers. What are you doing? You do know that in some way, shape, or form, Grant isn't necessarily affected by this venom cloud.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Sure.
So, I know that he can, like, his slime kind of is resistant to this fog. So is there any way, like, I could utilize Grant's slime as possibly, like, a barrier?
Grant spits on everyone.
I think if you could apply the slime to whoever is dumping this, like you would need to like clog it at the source.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could, if you went up there to the rooftop, you could theoretically cause a lot of havoc with that goop.
Because,
Hang on,
so
Kelly, I see you.
the way that Dal, like, she can stick to buildings and stuff, does that because she has, like, she collects, like, buckets of Grant slime, and she puts them in, like, the squirty, like, Gatorade water bottles. So
It's even the right color. It's even the right color for that.
Grant's done a lot, so Dal was like, okay, buddy, like, it's my turn. So, she squirts a little bit on her shoes. She, like, runs her way up to the building, and she
starts glumphing her way up the building.
Yeah, and she takes her Gatorade bottles and, like, just, like, squirts this guy with slime.
There's a lot happening here. Okay, you're tearing up the building. Josephine, Remedy, your subject, I hesitate to say patient, but your subject, patients are taken care of medically. Subjects are more experimental things. You know, words mean things. Anyway, your subject seems stable. She's still talking. Can she feel her legs?
Well, yes, because your legs are connected through your spinal cord. I'm using her anterior and posterior vagal.
Gotcha.
So the only thing she should be feeling is a numbness kind of here.
Interesting.
It's bad if she feels anything.
And possible liver failure.
I can't feel my feet.
But you can't feel liver failure.
He's talking to her like Kay is like, "Are you okay? Is everything?" She's laying flat, so like laying down on her stomach. So that's probably
right.
Yeah, it's probably going to be difficult to test. And he's basically checking, "Are you okay? Can you still?" She's like, "No, I'm fine. I can't feel my feet, but I'm fine." And then she kind of stops and looks. Her eyes kind of shoot sideways back up at you, and she goes, "Kidding. I'm."
Oh my goodness!
Gave us all a heart attack.
I'll be okay as long as nobody comes and steps on me, who is a giant monster. So I think I'll be fine. I'll be fine. You did a wonderful job. Also, you can hear all of the bullshit that's been happening up the street. You should go see to your friends. I'll stay here. I have no place else to be for at least a few hours. She's got a very weird sense of humor, given that I think she might be panicking. It's possible she's panicking slightly and making jokes to deal with the fact that she's freaking the fuck out.
Can I do something about that?
That she's panicking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to be nice, because again, it's all chemicals in your brain, so technically I could make her brain produce more like serotonin.
Serotonin, baby.
Fill her out. Because basically I sat her down and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna stab you really fast, and it might give you liver failure." I have not been very nice.
No, that's fair. My question is, are you going to do it with the needles, or are you going to do it by you can see everything flowing in there and just sort of increase some of the chemicals that you'd like to see her do?
Yeah, the second one. Because the needles are just a skill I taught myself. My actual power is the ability to like rearrange and fix organic material.
Right. I would like
technically I could reroute your blood flow from your heart like to your face or something if I wanted. but I don't.
Or unroute it to your brain. I would like it noted that technically the beacon has the most terrifying power set of all of you motherfuckers. So just
Yeah, she just has a good moral code.
yeah, which honestly I can fix that. I mean, I'll just keep working on that. All right, so yeah, why don't you? Now this is gonna feel weird because of what you're doing, but what I'm gonna have you do is roll a comfort and support.
Perfect. That's the goal of this.
That's where you're going. You're comforting. You're just doing it with your powers.
I feel bad that I basically traumatized her. But I'm gonna click the button because.
Okay, you should click the button. You guys can also roll dice. I trust you. I mean, you don't have to do the thing in the thing.
I don't. All of you are cheaters. I'm just kidding. I'm so sorry.
Now you have a guest cameo. Look at that. You have a guest cameo now.
Great.
Also,
Kat, introduce us.
All right, can everyone just appreciate my top that Kaylee made me? She crocheted.
I can't appreciate it. It's so
Look
cute.
how great it is.
That's pretty good. That's pretty sick.
Kat, did you see the photo I sent you yesterday on Snap?
Is this Savior or
No,
what?
this is fun.
No, it's mundane. Comfort and support is mundane. It's a mundane clicky click.
Can I have another one? Those were so good.
The other thing I will note is that's not even an 11. It's actually a 12 because the thing I forgot to tell you is you get to add whenever you do anything to somebody that you have influence over, you get to add a +1 for having influence over them. So if you have influence, if you're defending somebody, if you're comforting and supporting, if you're attacking them, you get to add. Yeah, you get to add to the roll.
Cool.
But yeah, you have influence over her, so it's actually a 12. It works very, very well. The serotonin flush through the body. You don't even really say anything. You just kind of, and literally every fanboy who's reading the comment going, wait, she did fucking what now? Holy shit. And the theorizing in the forums begins. Seriously, like 4 minutes after the issue comes out, the first topic of, it's not even the post is it just says see the image, and the image is that picture of the guy at like one of the like at the folding table at the college, outside the college, that says blank, and it's filling the sign change my mind, and it's filled in with Remedy is the most terrifying motherfucker in all of Halcyon City, change my mind. That's the yeah.
If this girl didn't have a good moral code, everyone would be fucked.
Yeah, I can just shut your brain off. It's great. All right. Meanwhile, Liam, you see Dal somehow ninja scrambling up the side of the building toward what must be your ex, and the floating coffin containing a former coworker. What are you doing?
Gosh. Am I still gathering?
You're gathering all the stuff, which is fine because the gas is still descending. So
yeah, I think I'd still like to gather all my little medals.
Okay, you're gathering all the stuff. You're basically gonna do actually it's gonna be a freak, so I'll have you unleash your power, but we're gonna do that in just a second as Dal rushes up there, comes over the roof. This guy who looks like, do you guys ever see Orphan Black? No?
No.
Jordan Gavaris. Hang on. I need an image here.
Yes.
I need to go. Here we go.
Can I jump in here really fast?
Sure.
Not to do anything, just say something. I think Charlie would yell out because a lot's fucking happening. I thought we were fighting a kaiju. Who the fuck are these people? She'd be like, does anybody know who these people are?
We'll put it into character picks. Although I have a picture from him. He's the guy in the. If you go back up to the list of the thing for the troubles, he's the one with the hood up. But this is him without the hood up. What? Brooklyn's like.
I think you found Brooklyn's hello, sailor.
Brooklyn comes over the top of the thing, is like, yeah, I'd like to directly engage. Hello. I think I broke Brooklyn. I broke several people here. This is good. I mean, it's top notch. I love it. All right, so yeah, you come over the top, and he flinches, is like, the fuck, and that's all he gets out before you do your thing. So, and then you squirt goop all over him. He's got this stuff rolling out of his hands, like he's just he's like a fog machine, like a human poison fog machine. And to actually show you the picture that I have for him, that's actually meant to be him in costume or in character. We'll go back to this image here, and I will also put this in the character pics.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. So that's the face under there back when he was, whatever. Brooklyn is a directly engage, which is a roll of danger. I have no idea what your danger is, but it's probably not the same as your savior.
My danger is higher than my savior, actually.
Really? Oh my God! You're how dangerous you are.
My savior's.
Yeah, your saviors are 1, your dangers are 2. Holy crap! Look at you.
Why is the most dangerous person in our group the girl with the giant frog?
I don't know about most dangerous. Lots of you got a high danger. Liam's dangerous too.
Last time.
Oh, that's right. Somebody messed with it because nobody's messed with Brooklyn yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's because she's only good at talking to the frog and everybody else because the mundane is like an absolute garbage fire with the smoke rolling off of it. It's great. I love that. All right, so give me that danger roll. That sweet, sweet danger roll.
9.
That is a 9. Does anybody? I think Liam, you could, if you wanted to, you could drop a point of team to push this to a 10 by like I don't know, throwing the casket at him or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what that it's very. It's like you kind of see the way she's facing and she's like doing something and you're like I don't even know what's over there but fuck it and just kind of hurl the metal ball. I got enough on my plate right now pulling together this metal fan.
Yes. Just chuck it kind of blindly.
Ding.
So that just uses up a point of the team and that pushes that 9 to a 10, which is it's good to understand where the break points are. Like 6 to a 7, it doesn't do any good to move an 8 to a 9, but moving a 9 to a 10 is great because it lets you go in here and we're going to directly engage a threat. Instead of picking one thing off the list, you can pick 2. So directly engaging a threat, you can choose to resist or avoid their blows. We've established that Grant's immune to this venom fog. You're not necessarily, so that might be a really useful thing to be staying away from. Take something from them, like gooping up their hands would pretty much be like take something, you can block that. Create an opportunity for your allies. Impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. Surprise also entirely counts for what you're doing here, and I'm still going to give you at least for a little bit, he's not going to be dumping fog all over the place. What you want?
I feel like it's just going to be like, okay, so one, like take something from him, because like I'm taking his ability to like
fog machine.
Fog people. And I feel like it's also just going to like throw him off. It's just going to really surprise him, because like a girl just walks up the side of the building and squirts him with a Gatorade bottle full of slime, and he's like, dude, what the hell?
That is absolutely true. I will point out, and that's fine, it's all good, because surprising him and taking something from him are all very good things, and it's going to get you kind of what you want, but the downside is you're not picking avoid their blows, which means at least some of this fog is going to be, like, there's so much of it up here that you're going to be exposed to it. So, are we cool with that? I want to double check.
I think so.
Okay. All right. What's that?
Cause some drama.
Cause some drama. What he's actually, so in this response, he like gets the stuff on him, but he's like stumbling back away from him, like, what the fucking Jesus, Dad burns, and he's like, he gets a hand kind of between his body and his sleeve. He's got like this big old like green armor. It actually looks a lot like the jacket that Liam wears. He's got this green kind of army jacket thing, and he gets his hand and he kind of squeegees it off enough, and it doesn't come out like a fog, it comes out like kind of a mist.
Like a mist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he flings that at you, but at the same time, like the casket came in, it's busted to pieces, and he stumbles backwards, trips over that, scrambles away. You're not really doing a lot about this because, again, mist of venom in your face and body. That's super fun. Him and the girl basically haul ass across the rooftops away. I'm going to have you take a powerful blow.
Okay.
Which is a different roll. Yeah, Jamie's like, take a powerful blow. And that is a roll that you make over on your sheet next to your conditions. If you see over there where it says conditions, right next to the word conditions where it has a 0, there's a little dice thing and you click on that. And basically what it is it's the normal roll, but you add the total number of conditions that you have. So the more conditions you have, the higher you will roll, and you want to roll low. So you can roll low. It is totally possible. A 7 is not terrible. A 7 is okay.
That's the sweet spot.
It's not a sweet spot. It's a spot of hard decisions. So we're going to go back to the take a powerful blow thing here while you're dealing with this venom in your face, and it's under the basic moves little thingy bob. I'm going to click it again to show it to the players. Now I'm going to pull it up here. On a 7 to 9, you choose one of these options. Lash out verbally. You're not really in a position to do this right now because we don't have we need to establish that group chat that everybody's constantly yelling at themselves in. You lash out verbally provoking, or you just provoke a teammate to some foolhardy action by taking advantage of your influence on them. Or you use that influence to give them a condition. The only person you have influence over right now is Chris, who is several blocks away and unconscious.
And me.
Oh,
everybody has influence over me.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. You have influence over a number of people, right? I forgot about that. Only one person has influence on you, right? So, somebody could. It's a shitty little thing where it's like, I'm suffering, but they're going to be the ones who feel really bad about it. So I'm going to have them take guilty, so I don't take anything, and it lets you spread the conditions around like peanut butter. It's great. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity. That would be basically you reeling back and getting back away from this stuff, and probably means that these other two get away pretty much scot-free, which is kind of the direction things are going. It makes sense. You basically backpedal away from the venom and give them a chance to get out of here before things get really terrible. Or you struggle through the pain and take 2 conditions from this. And yeah, Jamie's like, don't listen to Jamie. She is broken when it comes to this particular move.
Don't fucking do that. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Okay.
She literally used to play a character whose basically conditions were fuel for their powers. The more fucked up she was, the harder she hit. I will simply say, Brooklyn, your character doesn't work that way. So that's not advice that's going to be useful to you.
Personally, I don't think Dal is very lash out verbally type of person.
That's fair.
She's not very take it out on others. So I'm gonna go with you give the ground.
So you basically scramble backwards. You find yourself at the edge of the building and basically do kind of a controlled fall down the side of the building using the sticky goop to basically just slow your fall as you're going.
You know those sticky lizards or things?
Yes.
Throw them again, and they
the sticky hands and stuff like that. Yep. Absolutely. Yes. 100%. And you basically just do that. And Grant is there at the bottom to basically kind of, he doesn't exactly catch you, but as soon as you sort of collapse onto the pavement, he's right on top of you. Licking your face, everything like that. You don't actually take any conditions from this. It's just that you scramble away. Yeah. But you did get them to run away, which is great.
And I ask again, who the fuck are these people?
Exactly.
Do you feel the pressure yet, Liam?
Liam's doing this, and Charlie's like, who the fuck are those guys? Yeah, it's really, it's just, why would they get involved? Who are those? No, I'm kidding. But I imagine a scenario where that's kind of it's actually more like Liam grimly fanning with the giant metal thing and just thinking to himself that is a conversation I am not looking forward to having in the future.
After this.
There's what? Oh, yeah.
After this.
Yeah.
Family therapy.
Remedy. I'm going to wait for her to unmute.
Yes?
You find Chris about a block away from the park, crumpled in a heap. Her wings are kind of like the feathers keep coming in and kind of crumbling and coming in and kind of crumbling. And they don't look like they're the right shape or anything like that. And she's lying on top of a car. That's been, they are not going to get their deposit back out of that. It is, the insurance company is going to have some words for them.
We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Unfortunately, the car no longer exists due to an incident that was not our fault.
So that is where you find, you're there with her. And you actually see down the street everything kind of go from slow motion to sped back up again as everything starts moving again. And you hear Alice Ultimate go, "Lock it down!" And she shouts the way Patrol's like amplifier works.
I fucking love her. Oh,
Who do you hit on first? It's really,
For Kaylee, it's her.
yeah.
it's probably Alice.
God, I love sexy women.
We're coming up on time, and because we're all here, and this takes a little bit of time, I'm gonna, unless we're in a good spot right here for like the next one to be hours, minutes, or days later, because we're gonna get that kaiju lockdown. We've got 3 different superhero groups working on it, and if nothing else, that gigantic fan can turn into a big cage and be driven down into the ground.
What a great session.
That was really
Can I
good.
just say that? That was good.
I don't
The
often
only thing now, we
Yeah.
just need some solid RP moments.
I mean,
Yeah.
you got the thing in the alley with Alexis. I mean, you got the romance bit.
I mean inner team, as in like we need
Oh,
to
yeah, I
establish
know.
we're a fucking team,
And
you
also
know?
telling the Arrow Ace person that they got the romance is probably not her goal.
These are the jokes. You get what I've got. So, get what
And
you
you know,
get.
once I take those big needles out of that girl's spine and check her for liver damage, we'll be able to debrief.
This will be
Like
top
ice.
notch. I love every this is good stuff. Having a good time with this. So all right, so we're gonna go around real quick and do the end of session move, which is growing closer to the team, further away from the team, or more into your own image of yourself. And we'll start with the crumpled heap of display glass that is Birdie over there. Chris, what do you got to say?
Probably closer to the team, and I'm gonna give it to Stick because I told her to go do a thing, and she listened to me, and it touched my heart.
Does Chris already have, or sorry, does Stick already have influence over you?
I don't know actually.
I think well, no, she gave influence to you. We haven't noted.
Yes, she does already have influence over
Okay,
me.
so Brooklyn, you get, because you already have influence, when you have influence over somebody and you get influence over them again, you get to shift their labels, because how you see that person now means even more. And so right in that moment, you get to go, in that case, how I see you is blank, and it shifts numbers around. So think about how you saw Chris, and look at, like, you can open up your character sheet and look at the labels so you can kind of see what they mean and what they're about and stuff like that, and figure out one that goes up and one that goes down. And Chris, you can zero out your bar and take another point of, oh wait, you can clear, do you have a condition?
I have 2 conditions
So
actually.
you could clear a condition instead of taking another point of potential.
I think I'll clear a condition actually.
You're not afraid because you're unconscious?
This is true.
You're not guilty because I suffered for everybody? Yeah, take your pick.
I think I'm probably gonna get rid of afraid because I think that will be useful for coming up.
Directly engaging threats? Yeah. Are you sure you don't want to
I'm going to look at my freaking advancements.
On the other hand, guilty lets you move without penalty when you're going to provoke somebody or assess the situation, and it feels like you might want that coming up too.
I'll get rid of that eventually.
All right, that's fine.
I'm gonna look at my freaking advancements because I dinged.
That is true. Okay, so the other thing I want to point out here, while you guys are looking at the character sheets, I want to call this out because they did a nice thing on the character sheet here. There are a couple different ways that you can get rid of conditions. The nice, healthy way is that as a team, you guys can do stuff for each other, doing the comfort and support move, whatever, where you roll and you do the thing and you tell them something cool and you say thank you and you have a little bit of an exchange and then you can clear conditions. It's great. Alternately,
Or you fail the comfort and support and then you add another condition.
Yeah, you make it worse. That's how Jamie does it. But the other thing that you can do is a very unhealthy thing that lots of people do. Underneath each one of those conditions, you'll see a thing that you can do to clear the condition on your own. For instance, if you're afraid, running away from something that just seems difficult. If you're angry, hurting someone or breaking something important. Guilty, making a sacrifice to absolve your guilt. Flinging yourself into easy relief. And insecure, taking foolhardy action without talking to the team first. Another one of Jamie's favorite moves. So just kind of letting you know that there's always the option there to do stupid things to clear your conditions out because you're all, a hot mess. Brooklyn, thoughts about her labels?
Okay, I think I'm going to raise her superior and bump down her mundane.
Feels good to me.
Jesus.
Yeah, your mundane is a hot mess right now. Good job. The only person who can
I don't take a condition though.
I feel like the only person who can functionally talk to people right now is Remedy. Actually have a conversation without a turn.
That's all we need.
You need one
Everybody
person.
else shuts up and just let Remedy talk, and we'll be fine.
We need to talk to the team, and you just everybody just reaches over and shoves Remedy forward, and everyone takes a step back. We are absolutely going to start next session with the interview with the news team, while you guys are just an absolutely smoking ruin of non-functionality. It'll be great. I am working on an entire interview board of questions to ask all of you awkwardly while we're recording. It'll be my favorite thing. All right.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
This is kind of weird and random, but are they going to give me something else to wear, or do I have to do the interview in my Bake My Day apron that I'm still wearing? Or are they going to be like, you're going to be on TV, let's take that off so you don't look like a minimum wage worker?
Yeah, that's, I think I would just take it off. You probably have a t-shirt underneath, and I believe Chris has got your costume in her backpack. She gave you some of it. She probably has the rest of it in there. She was so convinced that she'd be able to convince Remedy to come along on the interview that she brought the costume with her. Some of you guys may have missed that. It was pretty good. Brooklyn, closer to the team, further away from the team, more into your own image of yourself for Dal.
Definitely closer to the team. I felt like we were just kind of starting to listen to each other and start
help each other out a little bit.
Helping each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chris was giving you some moves to make. Liam also hurled a makeshift iron coffin at your enemy. Who do you feel closer to the team with at this point?
I think I'm gonna go with Liam this time because it was kind of like we were on the same page of taking this guy out.
All right, so I'm gonna put that down in there. That's new for you. So Liam, you don't have to do anything. You just I'll put it on your sheet too. This is honestly the weirdest thing to kind of keep track of is just the influence and stuff like that. But I have influence over, and we will add Stick, Doll, not Grant to the list there. And all that happens for you is you can add a point of potential, or you don't have any conditions right now, so you just you get a point of potential.
Woo!
Woo! You're moving along. All right, Liam, since she picked you, we'll go with you. We'll go with a hot potato order. So.
I'm going to say closer to the team as well, and I'm going to go with Calamity because it helped me up and reminds me of Quinn.
I love that a little bit. I liked the little flashback thing. I was really happy with that. To that, nothing else really changes. Liam, you can clear a condition if you have one, or you can take a point of potential.
I don't think I have a condition. No.
I'm not doing my job then. But yeah, mark yourself a point of potential then. It's your first one. I think everyone's at least got some potential. That leaves Calamity now picking her poison.
Closer to the team. And I think I'm going to have to hit Liam. I think I'm going to have to hit it back to Liam because he saved me.
Cool. Since Liam already has influence over you, Liam, you pick one label that goes up and one label that goes down. And in the meantime, Charlie, you can take a point of potential. You don't have any conditions to clear.
Potential. No, I do have a condition. I'm keeping it though.
I'm unsure if I want to put mundane up or savior up, seeing as she helped me up at the end.
I would go with mundane.
Mundane? Okay. And then I'll put mundane up and maybe danger down.
Mundane up, danger down.
Yeah.
Because that's what you'd like for Quinn.
Okay, I did it already.
Oh, you did it already? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Does everything add up right, or did I do too much? Because I just did it too. Should it be at -1 and danger is 0?
It should be danger is -1, mundane is 0.
Okay, cool. We are all fine then. And you get your extra little plink of potential. Did you mark it?
Oh no, I already did that too.
All right,
yeah.
cool. Awesome.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. That's good. Remedy.
Hello.
Hello. Closer to the team, further away from the team, more under your own image of yourself.
I think more into my own image of myself because I helped somebody, which is the only thing I want to do.
Yep, I love that. All right, so go into your sheet and you can move one of your labels up and one of your labels down if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to get it even more like in line with the stuff that you do, then go to town. When it's all said and done, it needs to add up to 3, but you have a very interesting sheet right now. 1, 1, -1, 1, 1.
Pretty well rounded.
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised your mundane is as low as it is but it still looks fantastic compared to the rest of y'all. But
can I move mundane up 1 and freak down 1?
Absolutely. Do you want me to hit it, or I can hit it if your interface?
I think you have to do it because it's not letting me do it on mine.
All right, freak down, mundane up.
Yeah, my iPad's being weird. Sorry.
That is a little odd. All right, cool. That is all she wrote. Thank you all, lovely people. We're gonna wrap up for 5 minutes to spare, and
you should stay on with me, Dad, because I'm looking at moves.
Right. All right. If anybody wants to see how that conversation goes, you can certainly hang out. And if not, thank you all. I honestly really look forward to this game. And anyway, but man, it's kind of popping a little bit. So I'm really happy. It's good game. Good game. Have a good night, all. Have a lovely Monday, I guess. Cheers, all.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Let me get up the thing, Bob. Playbooks.
I'm staying.
What are you?
I'm staying.
I'm writing down some moves that interest me. Hold on, let me change my microphone thing.
Yeah, the star.
Dude, my Apple Pencil finally connected.
So I'm looking at moves from different playbooks and also from the star, so I'm just taking a look around real quick.
In the mass book, oh wait, that's a bad example. Hang on. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm coughing. I'm struggling. Oh, I gotta take my medicine tonight too. I swear, I started taking the medicine. I feel worse. Where's the star?
I'm sorry. That sucks.
It's gross, but whatever. I'll deal. Where? Oh, it's the book that Sean keeps reading, so it's not where it's supposed to be. Uno momento, por favor.
Some of my favorite moves.
What moves are you looking into, Kat?
I wrote down pretty much a superhero from the beacon, which is like if you mention your superhero name to somebody important, there's something that happens with that. Are you watching closely is a delinquent thing, which is when you try to like trick somebody, you get like extra stuff. Game face from Janice, which is like, I think it's just like you get bonuses to like directly engaging. No, you move from the soldier playbook, which is when you try to make an NPC live up to a higher moral code, they have to either conform or, reveal that the conflict is more complicated. I can do this all day just because I fucking love that move so much.
I mean,
also from the soldier playbook.
Are there any from the star that you're interested in, or are they all just outside the playbook?
There's some in that I'm like a little bit there's like one that really I'm interested in. Hold on, let me look.
See,
the
main characters, the main playbooks, the original ones from the main book, have a really cool section that I like that is suggested moves from other playbooks. Like that they kind of like, oh, hey, you might like this. And unfortunately, the Star one doesn't really have that.
I think from Star moves, I would either want the Gossip Mags or Time for the Show.
So Time for the Show, a flamboyant display of your powers needs to primarily just be that, like a flamboyant display. It doesn't trigger if you're just using another move, but if it doesn't trigger if you are using another move but flamboyantly. If you're trying to stop a building from falling down, but you're doing it flamboyantly, the move won't trigger. But if you're standing on the stage juggling fireballs, you're doing a flamboyant display and the move will trigger. So it's kind of, I'm not saying don't, I'm just giving you that idea about it. When you put on a flamboyant display of your powers, it's like if you do it for the sake of doing the display. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I thought it would just be like it's a very like you're doing something very showy.
You're doing something very showy, but it's literally for the purpose of putting on a display. So you kind of think The Boys. You're doing a thing on a stage to make people go, yeah, like it's that kind of.
I see. I do really like from the beacon pretty much a superhero. When you bring up your superhero name to someone important, your call for the first time roll plus savior. On a hit they've heard of you, say which of your exploits they've heard about and which label they think applies. On a 7 to 9, the GM will tell you something else they've heard and pick a second label they assign to you. On a miss, they don't take you seriously or mistrust you moving forward.
Okay. I love it. I think it fits. The rule with that is, since there's already somebody with that playbook in the game, make sure it's okay with them to use that move. Like, if it doesn't feel like the kind of thing that Josephine would want to take for her character because she's not trying to get recognized by a bunch of people. But make sure it's okay that you use that move off of her playbook.
Yeah, so let me tell you the other ones that I wrote down in case you like another one better.
Okay, sure. I like it. I think it's
so-
great. It seems like the kind of thing that would
It
happen
does
with
seem
you.
like the kind of thing. I was reading that one. I was like, oh shit, that's so cool. This one is, are you watching closely? This is from Delinquent, so it kind of depends on whether Brooke will be joining us again. Are you watching closely? When you mislead, distract, or trick someone, roll plus superior. On a hit, they are fooled, or at least for a moment. On a 10 plus, choose 3. On a 7 and 9, choose 2. You get an opportunity. You expose a weakness or flaw. You confuse them for some time. You avoid further entanglement. On a miss, you're hopelessly embroiled in it and under pressure market condition.
I have to tell you, I really, really like that one because it looks like what you did tonight with the wings.
That's what I was thinking.
You know, like it's legitimately like it's a taunt. It's the tank taunt. It's the everybody
really
pay
a taunt.
attention to me. Go, 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 go. You know, what was the other move that you
We have 3 more, kind of 2 more seriously. There's a Janice move that I just like. Not necessarily for Chris as a character, but just in general. I think it's kind of cool. It's called Game Face.
I feel like that and I know you move. I can do this all day are both incredibly cool moves that aren't necessarily Chris, but just fucking cool.
A soldier move that I do think is a little bit more up Chris's alley is No You move, which is when you demand that an NPC live up to
Agreed.
a higher moral code. Roll plus savior. On a hit, they have to meet your standard or market condition. On a 10 plus, take influence over them as well. On a miss, they reveal that the conflict in question is more complicated than it seems. Give them influence over you.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting one because, again, that kind of harkens back to the thing that you did with Patrol. Except the thing you did with Patrol was really more about trolling him and a little bit less completely serious. This would be you being serious about it, like really like throwing it out at him.
Yeah.
So I think those are 3 really strong options, and we should put a pin in it until we know more.
Yeah, I was thinking I'll put a pin in it and maybe open next session and be like, kind of throw it out to the group as well and say, hey, which one do you think this fits, Chris? And that gives time. That gives Brooklyn time as well to figure out if she's going to be in it as well.
Because Brooklyn actually has that on her sheet as a live option right now.
Yeah, so it's a question to ask. But I think the main 3 I'd be looking at is pretty much a superhero, which I consult Josephine over, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to be an issue because it doesn't really seem like something her character would pick. And then are you watching closely from the Delinquent or No You move from the Soldier?
I think any one of those, honestly, any of them are right. Yeah. The only question is like, it's like 3 paths. Which path are you going to start to go down? It's like they're almost like personality skill trees. Which one are you going to like push on harder? And any one of those.
I like all of them as choices because they're all kind of built around something that I've already done.
Yes.
You know?
Accurate.
I really like it because pretty much a superhero leans into just the persona that she has.
Yep.
Are you watching closely is what I just fucking did with the Kaiju, and then No You move is what I did with Patrol pretty much.
I would say I like it, I dig it. We'll know more. We'll know more as time goes on. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Chillin'.
Like it.
This is so fun. I'm so excited about this. It's a fucking sick cast of characters that we got.
I know you were the one that said good game, but it did seem like everybody else sort of agreed, so yay.